Boom, and what is up folks, Wolf Manga here, back at you with another new manga video. And first and foremost, I wanted to say that I sincerely hope this video finds you well. By the time you see this, it will be the new year. In fact, I plan on uploading this on January 1st of 2022, so Happy New Year's everyone. Make sure to comment down below any and all goals and resolutions you may have in the year of 2022. And on top of that, from one manga reader and collector to likely another, this week's manga question of the week is going to be, what was your favorite series that you either started reading or continued reading in the year of 2021? This doesn't necessarily need to be your favorite series of all time. I'm just restricting this time frame to the year of 2021, whatever you read in that time period. Now for me, since I've been collecting since the, I think, beginning of 2021, I started collecting like about a year-ish ago. My favorite series is obviously going to be my answer to that question. So for me personally, my favorite manga series that I read in the year of 2021 was A Silent Voice. It was simply something that resonated with me and impacted me tremendously. Some other honorable mentions for the year of 2021 were Berserk, as well as Vinland Saga. These are, all three of these are my top 3 current manga series. So yeah, in case you haven't already figured out by the title, today's video is going to be my manga collection for the year of 2022. Obviously just the beginning of the year, as it's only the 1st of January. Quick thing I wanted to note, obviously the lighting is a little bit different. I'm filming at nighttime right now, but the portion of the video where I show you my actual collection will be during the daytime with the proper daytime lighting. The reason I'm filming this intro portion and outro portion at night is simply because I ended up jacking up the audio. I have the Blue Yeti Pro mic and I ended up putting it the wrong way.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Idiot sandwich what?
An idiot sandwich, Chef Ramsay.
One last thing before we go ahead and get started. If you happen to be interested in buying manga from Right Stuff Anime Today, which is my personal favorite online manga retailer, and in fact, this is where I get most of my manga from. Most of the manga here on this shelf is from Right Stuff Anime. Excellent quality, excellent packaging, and relatively, quick delivery, at least for me personally. Then please use my affiliate link down below in the description box at no extra cost to you. It simply helps support the channel as I continue to grow my page, my content, and expand my channel. And for those of you that have been using my affiliate link as of late, thank you so much. It means a lot and I truly appreciate it. So with that said, guys, that's enough rambling. Let's go ahead and get right into today's manga collection video. Alright folks, so we're going to kickstart today's manga collection video with a series that really needs no introduction. You guys know it. One of the best, if not the best of all time, Berserk. Holy freaking smokes, guys. Also, here is Rem. Rem is honestly probably my favorite waifu, but that's a topic for another day. Berserk. Kentaro Miura is an absolute genius, guys. Rest in peace. He did pass away earlier this year, so, my best wishes go out to his family. But holy cow, folks, Berserk, this is honestly, in my opinion, this is the way to read Berserk. Some of the best character development, antagonists, storytelling, and artwork in manga history, in my opinion. And if I were to recommend reading Berserk, I would definitely recommend getting the deluxe editions. They can be a bit more pricey, but I think that the experience is well worth it. When you're holding the massive artwork and seeing the manga panels in front of you on those big sheets of paper, quite honestly, to me, it's like you're watching a movie. You feel really immersed in the world, in the story, and for me, it's an absolute must for this particular series. So we have deluxe volumes 1 through 8. I believe this covers the first 24 single volumes. I also have the 9th deluxe edition on the way. Super eager to continue. You'll also note that I like to decorate my manga shelf with nice little gems and little artifacts. This is like a abalone shell, and then we have some stones and gems in there. I think that's like either fluorite or something like that. I'm not sure what the pink one is, but yeah, I think it just adds a nice little aesthetic appeal. And let's go ahead and move on to the next tier. All right, folks, next up on this tier, this is going to be the back end. This is stuff that's not normally on display. I just removed the first level right here. So we have volumes 1 through 26 of Black Clover. Solid Shonen Jump title. Is it the best of all time? Probably not. But it's definitely very enjoyable. I think I'm missing volume 11 and 13, 14. Those are like extremely hard to pick up. But other than that, it's like it's like 23 volumes of Black Clover. So let me know your guys' favorite magical girl down below. Is it Noelle, Mimosa, Nero, Marileona, etc., etc. Then following this, we have Chainsaw Man volumes 1, 3, and then 4 through 6. I have been having a really difficult time trying to collect this, but I will note, this is a very nice spine. I kind of wanted to display it, but maybe when I have the full collection, I might display this. But let me know your guys' thoughts on Chainsaw Man. I haven't officially started it simply because I haven't attained the second volume yet, because the series has been so hard to collect. As soon as everything's in stock, it goes out of stock like within an hour, a couple hours, or a day or two. One Punch Man is the next Shonen Jump title on this tier. Now, I have not started it yet. This is a series on my collection backlog. It's not a priority right now. However, I have heard really great things about One Punch Man manga, especially because it goes after the anime adaptation. But yeah, I've heard nothing but great things about it, One Punch Man. Next up, we have Demon Slayer volumes 1 through 4, and then 5 through 18 down here below. Another solid Shonen Jump title. Is it the best of all time? Probably not. And personally speaking, you know, having watched the anime and read a good portion of the manga, I haven't finished it yet, but a good portion of the manga, I gotta be honest, I'm like very pro anime in terms of the Demon Slayer adaptations. But that's just simply me. Obviously, the animation is top tier in Demon Slayer, and it's definitely a huge appeal. So there you go. And coming over here, we have Omnibus Volumes 1 through 4 of Elfen Lied. I used to pronounce this Elfen Lied, but the correct pronunciation is Elfen Lied. So if you ever heard me say Elfen Lied, that was incorrect, and I apologize for that mispronunciation. That said, this is one really, really dark and messed up series. Artwork is not the best out there, not going to lie. This is basically about this, like, new kind of species of human, new race of human, more or less. If I recall, they're called the Diclonius or Diclonii, that basically gets experimented on, persecuted, and so on and so forth. It's really dark. A lot of messed up stuff happens. This is not for the faint of heart. Is it the best story out there of all time? Probably not, but it does cover a lot of mature themes. It messed me up for like a good few days after I finished reading it. But that aside, let's move on to the next series. We have this either one-shot or omnibus called I Had That Same Dream Again. I'm not sure if this was adapted from a light novel or novel. I feel like it probably was, but I think this is by the same person that either drew or wrote I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. The whole vibe, the whole nature of it seems very, very similar to the manga, but if you guys have read this, let me know down below. I'm kind of eager to read it. I got it kind of on a whim. It was definitely an impulsive purchase because I did like I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, the manga at least. And here we have Solanine. I just finished reading this, guys. This is not for everyone. This is a very mature series, seinen, kind of more or less. It's not really school, but kind of like a seinen coming of age story. It's kind of more or less about like finding happiness and purpose in that difficult transition from adolescence to adulthood and like post-college and stuff like that. You know, I'm going to talk about this in the next manga reads video, and I'll get into it later, but this is a great Inio Asano work. Definitely recommend if you like those more mature series that really make you think about yourself and about life. Next up, we have Uzumaki, a Junji Ito classic horror manga. I have not read this yet. I know you guys are going to kill me for this. Like, I've had this for so long. I got this back in like April or something like that, and I just have not gotten around to reading it. It's definitely on my backlog. I'm going to read it at some point, but I just haven't gotten to it. Let me know your guys' favorite Junji Ito work. I officially have not read any of his works yet. I just know that he's a famous horror mangaka. But yeah, Uzumaki, Spiral, all I know is a spiral horror story. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what goes on the front right here and the front right here of these two tiers. These are series that are going to be ones I would rather display than, say, the ones in the back like this. Okay, so now moving on to the front of the second tier, this is the stuff on display. This is going to be a Silent Voice Complete, volumes 1 all the way up to 7. Now, guys, this is my favorite manga series of all time. I know it doesn't have the most epic of artwork. It's not the most epic of stories, like, say, something like Berserk or Vinland Saga. But honestly, guys, this is something I was able to deeply relate to as someone who's been very and painfully introverted my entire life, as well as dealing with communication issues. This is a simple story that I found to be extremely impactful, deeply relatable, and really made me reflect on my life that no other series could. The movie is also my favorite anime of all time, again, for personal reasons. Here we kind of have a little amethyst crystal, as well as, I think this is aquamarine, I could be wrong. Aquamarine, by the way, is my birthstone. And behind this, we have a little Attack on Titan box set to kind of hold this cover up. Moving on, folks, we have volumes 1 all the way up to 7 of Goodnight Punpun by Inio Asano. Let's go ahead and show you this little first front cover. The main thing I love about these spines is this little bird image that it displays once you've completed the collection. By the way, guys, this took me literally like 9 to 10 months to finally complete the full collection. These babies were out of stock within like an hour every time they'd restock on like Right Stuff and Barnes & Noble and stuff like that. Absolutely crazy. But anyways, guys, I have not officially started reading Goodnight Pun Pun. Reason being is I wanted to warm myself up with Solanine, which I just recently read, which is another Inio Asano work. But I've looked through this. The artwork is absolutely impeccable, in particular the backgrounds. And yeah, I've heard it's a really depressing and sad series, but also very enlightening. And honestly, it's supposedly a staple in everyone's collection. And for that, I have it right here, ready to read very soon. Following this, we have the full Orange series, save for the future extra additional volume. But Orange is a very good shoujo series, in my opinion. I absolutely adore this series. And honestly, guys, this has it all. It's got happy moments, and it's got sad moments that'll make you tear up. I definitely recommend it, and I just really love this shoujo series. Following this, we have the I Want to Eat Your Pancreas manga. This is basically pain. Moving on, just kidding. I know this is like adapted off either a light novel or a regular novel, but I think this was like the first ever manga to actually get a little tear out of me. And honestly, I really love this story. I was able to relate to the main character, and I think it's just a wonderful story. You don't necessarily need to read the manga. You can always watch the anime film adaptation, which is just as good, in my opinion. This is definitely a story that will help you get some scope on life and reevaluate, your priorities, I think, in my opinion. All right, in the third tier, guys, we have some Goatland Saga right here. Books 1 all the way up to 11, guys. Holy freaking smokes. This is easily in my top 5 manga of all time right now. Kodansha publication. The story of Thorfinn in the time of Vikings. Absolutely phenomenal character development. Fantastic artwork. Great action sequences and antagonists. I'm currently caught up with Vinland Saga. I'm waiting on the 12th book to come in, and I'm really eager to continue it. I just finished the first season of the anime, which I absolutely loved as well. And yeah, guys, definitely either watch it or read it. Highly recommend. Excellent historical fiction seinen piece. And over here, guys, we have a one-shot called The God's Lie. This is a very, let me go ahead and show you the cover better. This is a very delightful coming-of-age school drama manga, basically delving into the significance of lies as children and adolescents. And there's a very impactful line in this manga. I'm not going to say it. I want you guys to read it. You'll probably know it when it happens, when you hear it, when you read it. And honestly, I thought it was really profound when I read it, just me personally. Simple artwork, simple story, but impactful statement, in my opinion. And then just to kind of keep it upright, we have this little, I believe this is called Rainbow Agate, I could be wrong. And then I think this here is green calcite or something along those lines. Very aesthetically pleasing, and they serve as a good stand for my manga volume right here. So let's go ahead and move on to the next tier, folks. All right, so moving on to the third tier, this is going to be the back side, the stuff that's not usually on display. We have the first volume of Dorohedoro. This is a series that I kind of put on hold in terms of collecting, but I've heard great things. I believe it's like a grim kind of seinen. I've heard it's really great, very action-packed. I am not going to read it anytime soon, just to be quite honest, but I do plan on collecting it and reading it in the future. Go ahead and put that baby back, and then we have another shoujo series right here. This is going to be Yona the Dawn, Volume 1. I may or may not sell this. I might just watch the anime. We'll see. But let me know your thoughts on it. I know it's a shoujo series, lots of adventure. I believe it's about a princess of this like emperor or king who gets ousted from the throne or something along those lines, and it's about her journey to reclaim the kingdom. Let's go ahead and put that back and move on to the next. Following that, we have the complete series, volumes 1 through 11 of Your Lie in April, a music manga, of course. I definitely prefer the anime adaptation, but I still got a lot of value from reading the manga, and you don't necessarily 100% need the music in order to get the same message from the story. At least, well, there's multiple messages in my opinion, and a lot of different themes covered in this. Again, this story is another one that has happy moments, it has sad moments. In terms of anime, it's definitely one of my favorite of all time. Definitely recommend reading and or watching this at some point in your anime watching or manga reading journey. And moving on, we have volumes 1 through 3 and then 5 through 6 of Happiness, a Shuzo Oshimi work. Fantastic covers. That's something to be noted about this series. I only read the first volume, but because I'm reading all these other different series, I'm putting this on hold. But I have heard good things about this. I've heard better things about Blood on the Tracks, and then obviously I read Flowers of Evil, which is so fantastic. We'll get to that later though, guys. We then have volumes 1 through 6 of Blood on the Tracks, another Shuzo Oshimi title. Heard so many great things about this series. It's supposed to be about this like super overprotective, violent mother. Like she's like super overprotective over her child, and it kind of like unfolds into this crazy story from my understanding at least. But let me know your thoughts on this. I haven't started it yet, but I do fully intend to read this because I've heard really great things about the series. We then have volumes 3 and 4. I believe these are the perfect editions of the series Monster, which I know is a seinen series by Naoki Urasawa. Excuse me if I mispronounced that. I know this is about like a doctor and like a serial killer or something like that, and I've also heard this is one of the best seinen series of all time. Same with the anime. These are like extremely hard to collect, and so I'm just kind of like slowly collecting them. I have no intentions of obviously starting this, as I don't even have the first volume of this, but I definitely want to read this and have this in my collection. Eventually I do want to display it, but for now, because this is so hard for me to collect and I'm not going to finish the collection anytime soon, I'll just keep it in the back for the time being. Moving on, we have Death Note. We don't have all the black editions. We have 4 of them, not necessarily in consecutive order, but we have 1, 3, 4, and then 6 of Death Note black editions. Now, I'm gonna be honest, guys, I was waiting on watching the anime because I wanted to read the manga first, but I ended up getting suckered into it by my roommate who forced me to watch the Death Note anime. And so I kind of already know the story, but from my understanding, the manga adaptation does a way better job of the second half of the series. So I definitely will probably do a reread and see if I like the manga better than the anime. On top of that, once I get the complete collection, I'll definitely have this more in the front, because look at how aesthetically pleasing these black editions are, as well as the nice little black pages right here, the black exterior. So sleek. Oh, there's light. Also, I really love L. Anyways, let's see what's on the front side of this now. Alrighty, folks, and next up we have the complete Tokyo Ghoul collection. I think it's volumes like 1 through either 12, 13, or 14, however many. But I have on display the 11th cover because this is probably my favorite cover of this series. Holy freaking smokes, guys. I absolutely love Tokyo Ghoul. I know not everybody loves it. If you're an anime only, awesome, but I highly encourage you to read the manga, as it does a better adaptation, in my opinion. Obviously, the anime also diverges significantly from the manga, so if you want more of that source material, definitely try out the manga. But with that said, guys, this right here, this volume, Tokyo Ghoul Volume 1, this is my first ever physical manga volume that I collected. This is the series that got me into manga collecting. So for that reason, this will always hold a special place in my heart. Now, obviously, this is a series that really needs no introduction, but if you're unfamiliar with it, I definitely recommend giving it a shot if you appreciate great, impeccable artwork, darker type of series, a lot of action, and impeccable character development. Highly recommend Tokyo Ghoul. And next up, we have Dead Man Wonderland, the complete collection. I think it's volumes 1 through 13. A couple of things I want to note here, guys. First and foremost, I absolutely love the spines, the alternating white and black color scheme. Secondly, I absolutely love the cover of the final volume, volume 13 of Dead Man Wonderland. And thirdly, this is definitely a good series. I would definitely recommend trying it out. Kind of like an almost post-apocalyptic, maybe dystopian type of setting. Prisoners get sent to this amusement park, but it's like a super weird, abusive amusement park prison. It's really weird. It's really weird, and there's some good plot twists in it. Artwork is awesome. Great action sequences. Definitely recommend if you like that sci-fi dystopian action type of series. Then moving on over, we also have the first 2 volumes of Ajin, Demi-Human. I've heard great things about this. I'm putting this on hold in terms of collecting and reading. I haven't started it yet, but I've heard great things. I hear the manga is better than the anime. I think that's what I've heard. But I have heard that it's very similar to Tokyo Ghoul, where the main character has to live with this duality of sorts, where he or she has to kind of live with one side of him that may or may not be human, and then another side that society deems unacceptable or, below human or something along those lines. I'll definitely collect and read this at some point, but for right now, on hold, I have other series that I'm prioritizing. And then finally, let's move on to the last tier of this particular bookshelf. Quickly, we have this Peacock Ore, which is holding up the Kaneki cover right here. Peacock Ore, absolutely love the color scheme of this. And then we also have some blue calcite right here. I definitely like my cool colors, blue, green, and purple. Love cool colors. Alrighty, moving on to the bottom tier, we have the entire collection, volumes 1 all the way up to 34 of Attack on Titan. And of course, I like to display this particular cover. I think this is probably my favorite cover of Attack on Titan. Oh my freaking goodness, guys, this was an absolute adventure, an absolute journey. To be honest, I watched the anime first, then read the manga. If you watch the anime first, there's really no need to read the manga. But because I love the anime so much, I just wanted to kind of complete the manga collection. I still read through it all the way, but I just wanted to kind of, you know, rep Attack on Titan, you know what I mean? Because I really love it. I definitely prefer the anime over the manga, but you know, it's still a great story in my opinion. And then over here at the right, we also have the first volume of Hell's Paradise. Heard great things about this very action-oriented series. I've only got the first volume here. I'm putting it on hold in terms of collecting and reading. And then here at the bottom, we have this awesome obsidian arrowhead. We also have this little rainbow quartz. And then we have some tiger's eye right here. These are all cool little stones and gems, nice for display. And then at the front, for display, we have the Tokyo Ghoul Re complete box set. All right, Tokyo Ghoul Re. This just right here completes the Tokyo Ghoul story. I've heard people say that you don't really need to read this if you didn't like Tokyo Ghoul that much. I definitely think the original OG Tokyo Ghoul is better in my opinion. But I love Tokyo Ghoul so much that I had to complete the story. I had to have it in my arsenal. I had to complete the collection. And that's just kind of my reasoning. I'm still reading it. I think I'm on like the second or third volume, but I just kind of put it on hold to prioritize things like Vinland Saga, To Your Eternity, and I think Blue Period right now. I might start Goodnight Poon Poon soon because I haven't been able to get Blue Period volumes, but we'll see. But this is just on hold for right now, but I do fully intend to complete reading it. Simply because the anime was very confusing in terms of the re portion of it, and I don't think they really explain everything properly and well. So definitely gonna hit up the manga for some clarification and a more or less proper conclusion. So with that said, we're gonna move on to my smaller bookshelf to the left. So we have at the bottom here, we have the first two deluxe editions of Battle Angel Alita. I think this is a seinen. I know it's like a sci-fi feature. I don't know if it's cyborg or android or something along those lines. Following that, we also have another great series, which is Blom, a great seinen, like sci-fi horror futuristic series. Seriously fantastic architectural artwork. I think I only read like the first two of these master editions, but let me show you one of the covers. It's just really, really, really cool. And I highly encourage you to check it out if you do like those types of dark, gory, you know, art-heavy, action-heavy type of series. So, alrighty, folks. Here on the first tier, we have the complete volumes 1 through 14 collection of the quintessential quintuplets, my all-time favorite rom-com. There you go. Go ahead, comment down below. Who's your favorite quint? Who is best quint in your eyes? Is it Itsuki, Nino, Yotsuba, Ichika, or is it Miku? One thing I really want to emphasize here, guys, is the beautiful spines. Absolutely gorgeous looking spines. If you notice, every single one of them is a different color. Like it's not, they might be different hues, like these are kind of similar, but they're not exactly the same. It's all unique. I absolutely love it. And then the final one is white with that kind of more or less, like, I don't know, it's not like a rainbow, but it's got multicolored text. I really, really, really like this. And so moving on, guys, we have To Your Eternity by the same mangaka of A Silent Voice. I know people, so this is the front cover. If you guys do read this, prepare yourself with a couple of tissues. Definitely has some sad moments. I think like the first couple of volumes alone, like I was already emotionally invested in some of the characters. I think it like squeezed a tear out of me in one scene or something like that, but it was very early on into the series. I believe I'm on the 4th volume right now, but this is another great series from Yoshitoki Oima. And also this is basically about this like kind of immortal being who basically starts off as an orb and kind of takes on these different shapes as it learns more about its environment, more about the world, and ultimately what it means to be human. That's the central point of this series. If you predominantly read things like battle shonen or seinen or anything that's very action heavy and not text or emotionally heavy, this is not a read for you, to be honest. This is a series that you read to get some scope on life, to better understand what it means to be human, is one of the central premises, the central central thematic explorations of this series. And if that's not something that necessarily interests you, then you probably don't need to read it. You might want to watch the anime. I haven't watched the anime yet, but I do plan on reading ahead of the manga and then starting the anime soon. So I like it. It's an emotional manga. Not everybody likes those emotional reads, but it's something I do like. So with that said, let's move on to the next tier. Hey folks, so at the bottom we have like the 8th volume. I have volumes 1 through 8 of To Your Eternity. And then we have this other really great series, which is called Blue Period, volumes 1 and 4. I want to get 2 and 3 soon. It's just they've been out of stock for a while and I haven't been able to pick them up. But I read the first volume of Blue Period, guys. This is the cover. Now this is a seinen school drama series. If that doesn't interest you, don't read it. This is a series that is not action heavy. It's text heavy, and basically it's a character study of this individual. This individual right here, who basically, he's pretty smart. He gets great grades in high school, but he basically lives his life to fulfill quotas and just to hit those deadlines and just take care of business, get things done for the sake of getting things done. But the way he goes about his life makes him feel empty inside. And so this is a story where he ultimately discovers the wonder and beauty of the field of art, which allows him to be more creatively expressive, allows him to be more passionate about some things, and basically helps him find purpose, meaning, and a raison d'etre, if you will, in life. To him, art is something that fills his world with color. A blue world of color, if you will. I've only read the first volume, guys, and obviously have so much to say about it. That's how much I love the series so far. So anyways, we also have this single volume right here of The Girl from the Other Side. I actually have no idea what it's about. I got it on a whim. It was an impulsive purchase, and that's why it's here on the shelf. Will I sell it? I don't know. Not sure yet. Let's move on to the next series over here. Next up, we have the 4 omnibuses of The Flowers of Evil by Shuzo Oshimi. Oh my freaking goodness, guys. This is an S-tier manga. Highly addictive read, very disturbing material though, so this is definitely not for everyone. This is a highly addictive read. It starts off as like this kid does some like perverted thing, but it completely magnifies and gets way blown out of proportion. And just the events leading up to all this stuff it's so fantastic in my opinion. I didn't think I was gonna like this series as much as I did, but again, if this series is any one thing, if I can describe it as any one word, it would be addictive. This is an addicting series by Shuzo Oshimi, probably his best work. I don't know, I haven't read Blood on the Tracks yet, but probably Shuzo Oshimi's best work. Highly recommend it. Look up the synopsis. It does cover some weird, inappropriate material, and it's definitely not for everyone, but if you can handle it, definitely read it. Next up right here, we have the first, I believe, Vagabond Visbig edition right here. This is an imperfect copy, so there's some like glue right there, but it's not really a big deal. I don't care about that. Vagabond, I have heard so many great things about this. Arguably one of the best seinen series of all time. The only reason I'm not reading it right now, again, I'm reading Vinland Saga right now, so I want to prioritize that. And number 2, I know this is a series that I'm going to want to binge. So I want more than just one Visbig edition to start with. I want a few, just so I can have some things to binge. And then last but not least, we have another shoujo series. I don't have too many. Actually, no, this is not shoujo. This is josei, so it's a little bit more mature, I believe. And so this is going to be Perfect World. I kind of like this series. I've heard mixed things. I heard not everybody really loved this series. I think I read the first 2 volumes. Or yeah, I read the first 2 volumes, and I like it so far. What I really appreciate is the very mature themes and tone, and it makes you question, like, if you were put in a position where someone that you've always liked or had a crush on or loved even got into a wheelchair or got into some kind of tragic accident where it fundamentally changed their physical being, how would you react? How would you respond to that? And, you know, obviously life can be hard, and so it just really makes you think on that stuff and reflect on yourself. But anyways, guys, moving on to the very last series for today, and that is going to be my Claymore box set. Now, this is my first ever box set, but if you guys do get a box set, I definitely recommend the Claymore one. Definitely worth it, in my opinion. I will say, though, I got gypped. I freaking got gypped. There was supposed to be a little artwork booklet right here. By the way, let's just go ahead and show you the exterior. Forgot. That's Claire, our main character, and if you didn't already catch on, this is a dark fantasy series. Honestly, if you like Berserk, you will most likely like this series. I absolutely love and cherish this series. I think it's a fantastic dark fantasy one. Basically, this is a series about this, like, we're in like medieval type of times, right? But these, you know, humanoid looking monstrous beings that obviously eat humans, they exist and they roam around, and they're called the Yoma. And obviously, as mentioned, they're humanoid-like, so they take on the appearance of humans, so they can disguise. And so it obviously makes it very difficult for ordinary, regular humans to fight back. So in response to this, there's this so-called organization that creates the Claymores, which is essentially these Yoma-human hybrid female warriors. So by the way, fantastic artwork right there. It's a very interesting story. absolutely fantastic artwork, great pacing, great action sequences, amazing character development, really likable characters, Claire and some other ones that I won't mention just to save you from spoilers. And boy, oh boy, guys, absolutely love this series. Just wanted to show you my favorite cover right here. So fantastic. I absolutely love this cover, and just the artwork throughout is so good, guys. So good. I love dark fantasy series. Let me know if you have any recommendations for me. You know, I like Claymore, I like Berserk. If you feel like I might like some other series that I haven't mentioned, read, or shown you guys, feel free to let me know down below in the comments. So yeah, Claymore, that's going to be it, guys. Let's go ahead and close this up, and I will conclude the video shortly. And so yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for today's manga collection video. If you happen to stay all the way through till the end, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. And one final note as we enter the new year, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for the support in 2021. It's been truly amazing, exponential, and very encouraging for me. And manga has been a very transformative and therapeutic process, both the collection and the reading aspects. It's something I truly enjoy, and this medium of storytelling, this medium of artwork, it's simply invaluable to me. So I thank you guys for following me along my journey. We have more exciting things to come for the year of 2022. And yeah, that pretty much wraps up today's video. I sincerely hope you did enjoy it. If you did happen to like this video, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button. Comment down below if you have any comments or questions. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. And on top of that, please make sure to turn on post notifications. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Stop.